hello. Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in wherever you may be today. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you coming in and hopping on with me today. This is Strategic Chats. Strategic Chats is my live Q&A session. So that means that the content is entirely driven by the questions that you ask. So please do make sure you ask. Now I am live in a number of places. At the moment, we are live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, and within the Uncover Wealth community. We are also on Zoom as well. So you can join me on whichever platform that you are on, or you can swap to a different one if you really want to as well. So this session is my Ask Me Anything business session. So you can ask me anything you want about either your business or indeed about my business. I'm happy to answer those. For those of you that don't know me and are new to me and wondering, why would I want to ask you about business? My name is Annette Ferguson. I am CEO of Annette & Co, UK-based accounting firm. I am a chartered accountant, certified profit first professional, and business financial strategist. And I help business owners take home more money from their business for them and their families to enjoy. So this session is an open Q&A where you can ask me anything either about your business or indeed about my business as well. As a little bit of a background too, I run a business from home. I have been running a business from home for nearly 11 years. My team are located all over and we have worked virtually all through that time. So this virtual working that many people are having to adapt to now has been very normal for us throughout the entire history of the business. So that is kind of where I sit. I love social media, I love marketing, I love sales, and I love running my accounting firm as well. So please do feel free to ask me any questions you might have, like I say, about your business or indeed about mine. If there's anything you're curious about, anything you're wondering about, you can ask by just typing a question into the comment section of whichever platform you might be on, or you can come onto Zoom with me and ask me the question live on video. If you want to do that, head to annetteandco.co.uk/strategic chats and register, and then you will get a link to hop onto Zoom. So please do feel free to do that. Hey, Delon, thank you for joining me. Thank you for saying hello. I appreciate it. Devices, thank you. Hello. Sean, how do I develop my business to attract more customers from overseas? I've tried social media. Sean, tell me what your business is. That would be helpful. If you let me know what your business is in the comments, then I will certainly help to answer that. In general, I mean, how I attract business and how we get clients is by producing content, is by producing great content for people and driving them to where we want them to go. So driving them to opt in, driving them to a call, depending on what our call to action is and what our aim is for that time. So Sean, you know, in terms of attracting customers, the main things are you can either do that organically or you can do paid to do that. And it's all about positioning, about content production, about providing massive value. Sean says, it's a small arts business where I produce custom designs, prints, painting, etc. Sean, it feels like Instagram would be an incredible place for you to promote yourself to do that. So if I were you, I'd be following probably 100 accounts a day at least. I would be making sure that I'm liking and commenting other people's stuff on there for the people that are in the target market of the type of person that might buy your products that you do. And I would be spending pretty much all my time that I'm not producing on Instagram. You know, I would be showcasing how I produce what I produce. So your paintings and prints and things, you know, going live and showing that and showing what that looks like for people, saving that into IGTV so they can come back and watch. Maybe doing some kind of fun stuff with hyperlapses as well so that you can speed it up throughout a day and posting those kinds of things. So I would be doing a lot of that. Sean, if I were you. Tim is suggesting maybe Pinterest too, if you're not already on it. Great suggestion there, Tim, as well. You know, both those platforms, incredibly visual. And in all honesty, you can do some great stuff on TikTok with what you're doing too. So you can do some great stuff on, you can do TikTok lives where you are, or you're doing stuff on here as well on the platform you're watching for the other people that are not seeing where you are. You can do some great stuff on here too, and encouraging people to click links in your bio to come through and see your work, or encouraging them to go to your profile to see your work. So you can do stuff there as well. So give that a go and see how you get on. I'd love for you to update me. So do let me know how you get on. And Sean, let me know, is that the same username that you have on Instagram as well? Because I will come over and give you a follow as well if it is. So do let me know. I'm just going to write down your username so that I can follow you there as well, if that's the same username that you have. Magnetic Panda Herd, thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. What else do we have today? QT Summer is saying, is your work fun? I love what I do. I absolutely love it. I spend most of my time between client calls, sales calls, prospect calls, and producing content and managing my team. That's pretty much how my day is split. The actual number crunching of the work, the accounting and the bookkeeping, that's all done by the team nowadays. I don't get involved in any of the pure kind of accounting and number crunching work. So most of my day is spent on Zoom, on calls to people, and was pre-COVID as well. We did everything but via Zoom before then too. So it's not a change for us. But most of my day is spent on Zoom, as I say, either speaking to current clients, speaking to prospective clients, liaising and managing with the team, and then producing content as well. So that is pretty much what I do, and I do love it. Yeah, I do love it. Max says, what about mine? Tell me about your business, Max. Tell me your question. Tell me about your business, and I will happily answer any questions that you have. Whiteman 111, thank you for tuning in again. Thank you for joining me. And I think I'm going to sneeze. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Am I going to sneeze? No, I think we're okay. I think we're okay on the sneezing. So thank you everyone who is tuning in and joining me. If you are just joining, this is my business Q&A session. This session is driven by your questions. So any questions that you may have about business, either your own business or mine, I am happy to answer those questions. I've been in business for 11 years now. I am a social media geek. I love online business and I love working online. I'm also a chartered accountant, so finance and money side of things are also other things that I geek out on. So I would love to answer your questions and support you as well. Whiteman is saying, any advice for starting a business for newbies? Yes, probably lots of advice for starting a business for newbies. One is that you'll make mistakes. That happens. Be prepared that running a business is for the long term. It's not a quick fix and it's not a quick win. And, putting in the work is necessary when you start a business. It's not a holy grail to cash. It does involve getting everything working for you. So getting all your systems and processes, your operationally, everything in place so that you can have a successful business. So, don't think of it as a quick way to cash, because often it's not. But similarly, make sure that you set up your business so it can be profitable. So making sure that you understand what your margins are, whether it's product or service based, and making sure that your costs are not going to spiral out of control as well, making sure that you keep a close eye on them. And then in terms of content production, produce as much content as you can to get as much eyeballs on your stuff to get people to buy from you. That's pretty much what I would say with that. So I hope that helps, Whiteman. If you've got anything more specific around the type of business idea that you are starting, then I will happily speak a bit more on that too. I would love to do that. So do let me know any more detail in the comments as well. So thank you everyone who is tuning in. Thank you for joining me. This is my Q&A session where I answer any question that you may have about either your business or indeed about mine. So I'm happy to answer that. Ding dong, no, I don't smoke and I never have. It's never interesting. me at all. So this is my live Q&A session. I typically don't answer questions like that, but it just, was very easy to answer. You know what I find so funny on TikTok is the people saying, like, can you tell my friend happy birthday, his name is, or her name is, and then putting that in. I find that so odd. What's the purpose of that? So very strange to me. Maybe I'm just not down with the cool kids or whatever it is, but I find that so bizarre. Whiteman 11 says, do I drink? Yes, I do. I enjoy an odd glass of wine, so I do. And do I like Siberian Husky puppies? I couldn't say one way or the other, in all honesty. I imagine they're quite cute. I don't know. I'm not really focused on Siberian Husky puppies before, but I suspect they're quite cute. So probably is the short answer. Stephen, thank you. I appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you, Ding Dong. It's very kind. It's very nice, very kind words happening on TikTok. I appreciate that very, very much. So thank you, everyone who is tuning in. Thank you for joining me. I very, very much appreciate it. This is my live Q&A session. So I answer your questions, usually business related, although we've, of course, had a few there that are just generally about me, and that's okay too. So typically answering questions about either your business or indeed mine as well. I am happy to answer those. Thank you, Stephen. I do very much appreciate it. Real Cutie, thank you for joining me. Isabel, thank you for tuning in. Stephen says he's feeling down today. That is unfortunate, Stephen. It's always important to make sure that we are taking care of our mental health, particularly as business owners. So making sure that you do have time in your diary to do that can be incredibly, incredibly important. I make sure that I have scheduled out time in my diary every single day for the things that I need to get done to make sure that my mental and physical health are where they need to be. So, so make sure that you take care of yourself as well, Stephen, with that. I'm sorry to hear that, Stephen. So yeah, make sure you take care of yourself and be kind on yourself. That is important. Whitman says, what are some things that people don't know about starting a small business? I think that, it depends a lot on people's, career experience coming into starting a small business. I think that a lot of small business owners actually experience a lot of loneliness that they didn't think that they would experience. So that is something that you have to think about, whether you are somebody who is okay working predominantly on their own, because that will often happen when you're starting a small business. So that is something that I think a lot of people don't think about. A lot of people also don't really focus on the distinction between revenue and profit. And yes, you get money in from clients, but then you have costs to pay out typically as well. And then what you're left with can seem like nothing unless you actually structure that properly and you actually make sure that you're on top of your numbers. I think that a lot of people also don't underestimate the sales and marketing aspect. They think that they start a business and they will have to put out, one or two posts on Facebook and they'll get clients coming to them. And they don't realize actually what it takes to build a business that has a steady flow of clients and customers coming into the doors or the virtual doors. So I think those things are often underestimated by new business owners and startup business owners. Ding Dong is saying, what country am I in? I am in the UK. I am in Scotland. I am just south of Edinburgh is where I am, but we deal with clients all over the UK. We have some clients actually in other countries as well, but predominantly most of our clients are UK based. Tim says, what do I use to organize my time and schedule, and how do I deal with procrastination? Great question, Tim. So I use Google Calendar to schedule everything pretty much. So what I do is on a Monday morning, if I got it here, I have. On a Monday morning, I basically brain dump. So I write down everything that I need to get done this week on a piece of paper. And then I sit down with my calendar and I block out the time to do it. So I go, okay, item number 1, excuse me, what am I going to do that? I put it in the diary. Item number 2, when am I going to do that? I put that in the diary, and I use Google Calendar to do that. So Whitman doesn't like the idea of Google. Sorry, that is what I use, and I block out all my time. I make sure that I also have time in to eat lunch, for example. Otherwise, that would probably go by the wayside. So I make sure that that is in there as well, and I make sure that all my time is completely allocated to the things I need to get done in that week. And then procrastination. I don't typically tend to procrastinate very much. The appointments that I make with myself in my diary, I treat them in the same way that I would treat a client appointment. So if something is in my diary to do at a certain time, I do it at that time. I stick with it, even though I feel like I might not want to in the moment. That is what I do. I stick to my schedule that I have put in there because I know those are the things I need to get done, and I treat it as if it's an appointment with anyone else. So that is how I do it. That is how I organize my time, Tim. Ding Dong, I am not in my 20s. So Ding Dong is saying, do you have problems being taken seriously, being successful in your 20s? I am not in my 20s. I will be 40 this year. So no, I have 15 years of experience being a qualified accountant. That's okay. It's a very, very nice to be told that I look in my 20s. I'm taking that as a massive compliment. So thank you, Ding Dong. But yeah, I have a lot of experience because I'm not in my 20s. I can understand why people are worried about that, though, who are in their 20s. I did start my business actually when I was 29. So I was worried about that. But in all honesty, I think that as an individual, you probably worry about it more than other people. I certainly, I have clients who come to me who are in their 20s, and I have clients who are in their 60s, and I look no differently on those clients. They're the same to me. So I think that, I think that's probably possibly your own worries rather than the worries of people in general. If you can prove yourself through producing great content, through helping people, and through giving value, then it really doesn't matter how old you are. People are going to see that and want to work with you as well. So I hope that helps. Thank you, Tim. I'm loving the compliments of looking young on TikTok. I appreciate that very much. Michael is saying, what is the service that I offer on Periscope? Michael, I am a chartered accountant. I run a Netting Co UK-based accounting firm. So we do what you would expect in terms of annual accounts, corporation tax, personal tax returns, VAT, payroll, and we also specialize in Profit First, which is a method of cash flow management, and it is based on a book by Mike Malkowitz that I have to hand here, which I highly recommend that every business owner reads, because it is massively helpful for ensuring that your business is profitable as well. So that's fundamentally what we do. I also have some clients who I coach, do financial coaching with as well. So financial business coaching with too. So that is what I do, Michael. How do small businesses keep track of profit and all that? Whiteman is asking. So in terms of tracking profit, most small businesses will use some kind of online bookkeeping package to do their bookkeeping, to reconcile the income and expenditure, and those packages will typically produce profit and loss accounts for you. So the two that we would recommend would be Xero and QuickBooks. I personally prefer Xero over QuickBooks, but others in my team are the other way around. So QuickBooks is the one that I choose. Xero is the one that I choose. I got it wrong there. Xero is the one that I choose, but QuickBooks is also a very good package for doing that, for keeping track of profit and loss. You can also typically run cash reports and things like that in those as well. So I would recommend that to anyone starting a business, is to actually just go straight for the online bookkeeping packages to do their bookkeeping. It's usually the best bet, in all honesty. Pizzeria Luca, thank you for joining me. It's Ray, thank you for tuning in. Ding Dong is saying in the USA, people discount young women here. Yeah, I mean, although Whiteman disagrees with you, it's you will get people discounting people because they're young. or because they're female, or because they're Black. You will get people who discriminate, full stop. Those people, unfortunately, in our lives exist, in our worlds exist. That doesn't make it right, and that does not make it okay. And why would you want to deal with somebody who's going to discriminate for anything against anyone? So that's what I would say to that. If someone is discriminating with you, then they are not worth your time. They are not worth 1 second of your time, because that just shows that the person that they are. So I wouldn't worry about that. If you're getting, if you're getting discrimination, that is their problem. Don't take that meaning that you can't do what you want to do. Don't take that to mean anything other than their stupidity. That's what I would say on discrimination. So Tim is saying, in my full-time employment, the MD is an accountant and refusing to switch to Xero. Interesting, Tim. Which is upsetting the other board members. Yeah, I bet. What are they using just now, Tim? I would love to know. Don't tell me it's Sage. Don't tell me it's Sage, because that might tip me over the edge. Xero is an incredibly robust package, and it is used by many companies. Oh, they're using QuickBooks. Okay. I mean, both are pretty good. My preference is Xero, though. Both are pretty good in reality. And the question is the MD refusing to use Xero just because they know how to run reports in QuickBooks and they're worried about that? Are they the one that's actually entering the data and running it? It is Sage. Tim says it is Sage. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of old school, I'm going to call them, accountants who use Sage don't like change. Sage is a package which personally I am not a fan of in the slightest. I haven't been since I first got introduced to it, which was probably close to 20. No, it probably was 20 years ago, and it's not got better for me. But some people like. Some people do like it. Me, not personally, and it sounds like the other board members also do not too. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic when you have to decide to change things like that, and what the other board members say. He's very old school. Yeah, I mean most Sage owners are, so Sage users are pretty old school in reality. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I massively appreciate it. I also hugely appreciate all the loves, the shares, the hearts, the likes, the subscribes, the follows, the thumbs ups, all those incredible things, whichever platform you are on. I massively appreciate it. Of course, we are live currently on TikTok, Instagram, Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and inside the Uncover Wealth community, my private community on Facebook. If you're not already inside the Uncover Wealth community, I highly recommend that you come and join me in there as well. You can head over to Facebook and type Uncover Wealth community into the search bar, or you can hop into the link in my bio and you can get it there as well. It is a lot of eyes, Tim. It is lovely to have the ability to multi-stream to multiple platforms nowadays, which is something that didn't exist a few years ago. So it is lovely to be able to do that and get the tech set up that it works. So I do enjoy being able to do that and not having to worry too much about that tech side of things. So I appreciate everyone so much for joining me. This is my live Q&A session. As it happens, from next week, we'll actually be doing this at a slightly earlier time. So at the moment, it is just coming up to 3:30 in the UK. We'll be doing it at 11 a.m. in the UK from next week to slot in with my schedule a little bit better. So the sessions will still continue, but they will be at the earlier time from next week. Of course, I am live daily at 11 a.m. UK time, Mondays to Thursdays. So this is going to basically take that 11 a.m. Thursday slot. So that is what we are doing with that. On Monday, we have Mindset Mondays is what we're calling it, at 11 a.m. In 4 days time, whenever it is. Monday the 27th will be our first Mindset Mondays. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. Again, on whichever platform you happen to be watching this on is where you'll be able to tune into that as well. Then on Tuesdays, we are going to have business updates. On Wednesdays, we've got Wealth Wednesdays, and then on Thursdays, Strategic Chats. This live Q&A session will happen at, as I say, at the earlier time of 11 a.m. UK from next week as well. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for your questions. It's always so much more wonderful when I get lots of questions coming in through the chat boxes or on Zoom or wherever you happen to be watching. So I do very, very much appreciate you hopping on with me today. I am going to sign off, but thanks for tuning in. If you want to watch the replay, of course, most of the platforms have the replay on it natively, other than TikTok. So if you are on TikTok and you want to catch the replay, you can head over to my YouTube channel and watch it there. If you are heading over there, do make sure that you subscribe whilst you are there too. I will love to speak to you all again on Monday. Tim, you are more than welcome. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for the chat. I very much appreciate it. It's lovely to chat to people in the chat. So thank you for that. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend when it arrives in a couple of days, and I will speak to you all really soon.